Thank everyone for coming today. Just an update on Vladimir Tarasenko. Vladdy had left shoulder surgery today, performed by Dr. Mataba, Dr. Smith, and Dr. Brophy. He's out of surgery now, recovering comfortably. The timeline for a reevaluation will be 5 months. And the injury happened in the Los Angeles game. By looking at the replay, what basically happened was Vladdy extended his arm. It looked like the Walker's shoulder cap sort of got right in his armpit and thrust it up, dislocating his shoulder, and thus the surgery was needed.
Was this a reconstructive surgery?
I don't think it was a reconstruct. It was just a dislocated shoulder that was repaired. I'm not a doctor to get into all the medical terms, and I don't really ask a lot of that stuff. But how long is he out for, and when's he going to be back?
Yeah, I hear you. How big of a blow, obviously, is this for the team?
Well, it's obviously he's a top player in our game, and he's going to be missed. But our team is built as the sum of all the parts. It's going to be a great opportunity for some of our younger players. I think the key for our group now is not taxing a small group of players, but having I don't think we can have O'Reilly and Shen and Swartz consume all this ice time. It's going to have to come from other guys, and we're going to have a strength in numbers. And I believe that we can get it done.
And that's kind of how you built a team, right? The depth, strength, and numbers.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity. We've had players that have been pining for a larger role on our team now. They're going to get that opportunity, whether it's guys that haven't played on a regular basis here or players that are playing in the American Hockey League and showing well down there. It just creates an opportunity. We're not going to recall anyone for tomorrow's game. We'll play, but we are going on a road trip. We do have, I think, 2 back-to-back games. So we'll assess after tomorrow's game if we want to bring somebody up. We have 2 or 3 players playing very well down there. But again, it's bringing them up and playing them, or bringing them up as being one of 14. It's the American League's a development league, and we have young players that we want to continue to play. So we'll have to balance that into on who comes up.
Nobody could have predicted this, but after it popped up in Game 2, was it at all a worry coming into the season? Was it even a decision to talk about it in the offseason?
Yeah, we talked about the injury. All the players are at different times are banged up, and the best course of action was believed the one we took. He had some surgery on some other areas of his body. This one was not necessary. He performed well last year in the playoffs, and it's hockey. Injuries happen.
Army, how similar is this injury this time compared to the one that he had in Colorado that led to the surgery? Is it the same thing, or are they different?
I think they're a little bit different. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I think Vladdy should, the comfort level he wants to share his medical information is up to him, not up to me. I know he had shoulder surgery, and he'll be back and reevaluate in 5 months.
Doctors will say once you've had surgery, and if it happens again, it kind of increases the chance of further problems. How much of a concern is there going forward that this might be kind of a chronic thing for him?
I'm not that concerned. He's had the surgery. He came back and played very well, and he's going to needed surgery again. And I'm 100% confident he'll be back and be the Vlad Tarasenko we all know.
I mean, you've had some guys, Berge and Steiner, in the past that have had shoulder surgery and came back, and it seemed like it affected them for a while. So we lay out 5 months, 6 months, but you don't want to rush it either, because it can cause even more problems, right?
Yeah, we're not gonna be penny wise pound foolish. He's under contract for this year and I think 3 more. He's a huge part of our franchise, and so we're gonna make sure that when he's back on the ice, he's ready to perform. But like any surgery, I think you're able to play, but able to play at the level you played at before. It takes a little bit more time. I saw that last year with Robbie Fabry, in the sense that he was able to play, but now he looks like he's the player that he can be, because that time has gone by. So getting him back on the ice is most important for us now when he's 100% healthy. But then we also know there's going to be a growth period of getting back to the standard that he has for himself.
There's a plan to see what you got within and see kind of step up as opposed to trade route, which is kind of too early on the trade route anyway, right?
Yeah, I think that we're as I said, we're excited. Players have been pining the manager for more ice time. They're going to get that opportunity. We have guys down playing well in the American Hockey League, and our depth will come from within right now. And if they can get that job done, if we feel that we don't have the ability to perform at the level that we deem necessary, we can always look outside.
What can you share about Jordan Kyrie's progress as he heads towards this year?
Yeah, well, obviously he had knee surgery last spring, and we're expecting him to play potentially as early as Wednesday, if not on the weekend, which is going to be a huge boost for our group. And he's a player that I'm sure saw this bad news for Vladdy and probably perked his eyes up with some other guys. Nobody wishes injuries, but they wish opportunities. So he has to get up and running as quick as possible. He's trained hard. He's put himself in a good spot. Now he's just got to get the job done.
What do the rules allow for in terms of long-term injury, and what kind of flexibility could that give you?
I think we get $7,350,000 extra space now until Vladdy comes back. You have to be cap compliant when he does come back, though, so you can spend all of that money now and then get to a situation that it's after the trade deadline, and to remove that money is impossible. So I mean, we'll have to do some math equations between now and then, but unfortunately, we have a lot of time to do those equations.
How's Costin progressing down there?
He's played very well. He and Walker, I think, might be leading the American League in scoring. But Clem's playing strong hockey. He's a 20-year-old. It really should be his first year in that league, not his third. And so I think there's a sense that he's belonging in that league. And I'm heading down there this weekend to see them play on Friday and Saturday to get a good feel for them. And as I said, one of them I might pass one of these guys in the air, but I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the group.
Would Walker be under consideration for call-up?
Yeah, he has NHL experience. He's played very well down there. As I said, they got off to a very good start down there. So there's a lot of players playing well, and that's why I'm looking forward to getting down there. But certainly Walker, Costin are players that have gained the notice of our staff as they've been watching.
Taking note of the fact that you don't want to rush him back last year with what appears to be maybe a reconstruct as a more serious surgery. Vladdy came back in 5 months and seemed to be fine. Are you not ruling? You're not ruling out that he possibly could be back for the playoffs, are you?
No. Well, we'll reevaluate it in 5 months. One thing that we do know, and unfortunately it's because of past injuries, is that Vladdy's a tireless worker on his rehab. He's one of the players that Ray doesn't have to worry about following the protocol and everything. And I had a good chat with Vladdy last night too, that it's going to be a long 5 months. We have the utmost trust in him. If he wants to get away for a while, and he's going to go stir crazy here for a while, but once he has a surgery now, he's going to rest. I wanted to let you know that we're home this week and then away next week. We'll make Vladdy available when we get back from our road trip. That'll give him a little bit of time just to get comfortable with his new normal. So if you could just understand that when we get back from our western swing, we'll try and get Vladdy here so you guys can talk to him.
Doug, you made the
This is
comment.
an opportunity for Robert Thomas, and is he capable of stepping up and being a long-term guy who can play, in his spot?
Well, Robert's a centerman by nature. We've had him on the wing now. It's easy to put guys, younger players, on the wing. It's going to be an opportunity for him, for Sonny. There's other players that can go into that spot. I saw they used Bozak there in the third period against Detroit. So that's why the former intern coach makes the big bucks. He gets to make these calls on who's going to play where. But I believe in the depth that we have here, that guys might have to slide into an unfamiliar position. But I do think that we have the skill level to put a group of 12 out there that can play.
You made the comment about having a lot of well-paid guys, but not rich guys when talking about the cap. Doesn't it kind of apply in this situation too? You're losing a big player, but you've got a lot of guys out there, well-paid to get the job done. Yeah,
as I said, we've tried to have a philosophy of having a lot of, what we believe a lot of very competitive players, and history has shown, at least to me, is that losing Vladdy it's a big loss to a team, but you can overcome these ones. You hope to be able to overcome it. It's the next one and the one after that is where everything starts to get really tested. So I know that we're going to miss Vladdy. I have confidence that the guys are going to be able to perform. It's now just trying to stay healthy with that next group of guys, because at some point it does start to wear thin. But right now, as I said, I don't want to just obviously Vladdy's a great player and we're going to miss him, but I do think that there's enough there that we're going to be able to continue to push forward and gain points.
Fabry and Sanford, obviously they're not going into Tarasenko's spot, but they've been kind of up and down. What would you like to see out of them?
Well, like any of those players, whether it's Robert Thomas, whether it's Fabry, whether it's Sanford, whether it's I thought Blaze came in and grabbed a job and pushed people out of the way. You love to see guys come in and assume a position and fight the internal competition off and separate themselves. Sammy did that in training camp. He put himself a letter grade ahead of the guys that you're asking about. And now opportunities arisen for these guys to come back in and fight and get that ice time. It's you need probably 13, 14, 15 minutes, and these guys are playing 9, 10. They got to find a way to get the coach to believe that they can assume those extra 3 or 4 minutes, and that's their jobs.
Just an update on Steen. He's not out of practice today. Anything you can tell us about him?
I didn't know that actually, so no update. Craig will give you an update after.
Okay.
Quick
Armin,
one.
when you have an injury like this, does it kind of speak to how hard it is to repeat when you kind of pay the price for winning the cup? You have injuries late in the playoffs, you have a shorter recovery time in the offseason that kind of affects the next year as well.
Yeah, I think Vladdy played over 100 games before or last year, and then a short summer, and he was rehabbing a couple of different issues. I think that's just the nature of sport when you play deeper, and that's why you look like a team like the Penguins that can repeat. I got a lot of respect for Crosby and how he stays healthy and how he's able to maintain it. And I look at Pittsburgh as they've lost Malkin for the start of the year and they find a way to continue to get points. That has to be our mandate. We've lost a very good player, but we have other players that have to stand up. But yeah, wear and tear does play a factor. But I think you'd rather have wear and tear than be strong and healthy every September because you've had 6 months off.
Quick one for you. Jordan Binnington has played a chunk of the season now. What have you seen from your goalie in year 2?
Yeah, he's been okay. He's been okay. I thought what I was very happy about in Detroit was that we were able to outscore a team and sort of give him the benefit of a bad night and coming out the other side. I thought, and that's a real shot in the arm, I think, for our organization to know that when your goaltender's not at his best, you're able to find ways to win games. But he's been good. But we need to get our goals against into the top 5 or 6 in the league, and I think he can do that. Unfortunately, Jake was battling the flu. He lost about 15 pounds, I was told. So we need to get him up and healthy to give some support. But I would say Binner has played okay. Has played fine.
If you come in the flu, we'll lose 15, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
You need to put him on the sports writer's diet. He'll gain that weight pretty quick.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.